What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. If you don't like it, you can have that seatbelt.
You know, I'm noticing that people keep rewarding Sony. Gamers keep rewarding Sony while they continue to do bad things. And it's crazy because they admit that Sony has not been delivering with the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 throughout this generation, like I've said before, has probably been one of the worst received PlayStations ever. Yes, it sells. Yes, it's popular. But in terms of its games library, it's left a lot to be desired. And I've seen more people complain about the PlayStation 5 than any PlayStation in history outside of the launch of the PlayStation 3. And people are disappointed with the amount of exclusives for the games, for the system. Even some were disappointed in the visual difference between PlayStation 4 games and PlayStation 5 games. A lot of people don't see it as a huge difference. And even though in some games it can be. But a lot of even diehard PlayStation gamers and fanboys have expressed their displeasure with how this generation has gone so far. System's been out nearly 6 years, and for a lot of people, it feels like this generation just started because the games lineup doesn't really reflect a game console, especially a PlayStation console that's been out for 6 years. Yet, people still continue to reward Sony. So I'm seeing recently a lot of people are starting to run out and buy PlayStation 5 Pros. And that's pretty trippy to me, considering a couple of things. One, you guys already verbalized your displeasure with how Sony has been going along with the PlayStation 5, yet you're going to go and run out and spend $750 on an upgraded PlayStation 5, even though the games lineup hasn't changed. You can just play those games that you complain weren't all that at a higher frame rate. But that still doesn't fix the problem. And I see that one of the reasons also, too, a lot of people are running out and buying this PlayStation 5 Pro now is that Sony has updated its PSSR, and it's expected that this will make all the other games, when played on this PlayStation 5 Pro with the new PSSR 2 or whatever, look and perform even better. So people are really excited about that. Now, if Nintendo had came out with a Nintendo Switch Pro and it had DLSS and it did make all of the Nintendo Switch games look and perform better, yeah, I would be tempted to buy that too. But the difference is, Nintendo knocked it out of the park with the Switch. Sony didn't do that with PlayStation 5. So you guys are rewarding Sony with even more money for a new console purchase, even though they didn't really do much to earn that. And I told you guys a while back, Sony did not earn a PlayStation 5 Pro, and they really didn't. Now, what makes that even worse is the fact that the PlayStation 6 could possibly be still coming out at the end of next year. So what kind of message does that send to Sony that they did the most bare bones job that they could possible with the PlayStation 5. And you're going to buy an $800 upgrade to that same system, possibly a year and a half before the next system comes out. And before you guys try to say, oh, you're just saying it because of Sony. No, I've said this with Nintendo countless times. I told people, yeah, it's probably not wise to buy the 3DS XL right before the Switch comes out. It's probably not wise to buy a Zelda themed or some themed Nintendo Switch right before the Switch 2 is going to come out. I've always said this. Some people listen, some people don't. But it's just crazy to me how you can say so much displeasure about a system, but then run out and buy an $800 upgrade to the same system, and they didn't change anything. You act like they just announced a whole bunch of new exclusive games. They didn't fix the problem. And they're taking advantage of the fact that people feel like they have to have the best thing available. Even if that thing could be replaced possibly in a year. And I'm seeing a lot of people's reason. They say, oh, I want to get one to prepare for a GTA 6. I need to make sure that it runs GTA 6 well. GTA 6 has been in development for like 10 years. You honestly think that Rockstar is going to be making this game for that long, and the game isn't going to run well on a normal PlayStation 5? Like, think about that for a second. Just think about that for a second. The game is going to run fine on a normal PlayStation 5. Rockstar is not stupid. But I don't know. I just thought that was hilarious. Like, people complain about things, but then they reward the same people that didn't fix the problem. And like I said, this isn't just Sony. You can look at it. I already done a video on this, but you can look at even what's going on with Pokopia. That game is not a $70 game. And people are like, well, how are you going to tell me what's a $70 value? It's like, if I get hundreds of hours out of it, it's 70 to me. You could get thousands of hours out of Tetris. Does that mean that Tetris is a $70 game? No. You're not pricing games by replayability. You're pricing them by production values and how long the stuff, like, not how long it took, but if the game is actually worth $70, like, the stuff is being priced or should be priced according to how much the games actually cost to make and the time it took to make. Not what you can get away with. And like I said, the Pokopia thing it's hilarious to me. Because you see all these same Pokemon fans that were being so vocal on the Pokemon Company about how terrible the games looked given the hardware. And then Pokopia comes out, which looks worse than all of those games visually. But then they're like buying Switch 2. Oh, it's the best game I ever played. Like, what? And when we have these future Nintendo Directs in the next couple of years, and half of the third-party games end up being Animal Crossing looking games and farm simulators and stuff like that. You know, all the stuff that you guys were complaining about with the Switch, with the Directs. Oh, where are all these farm games? Wait. Those came because of Animal Crossing. Those came because of Animal Crossing's success. And because of Pokepia's success, you're going to get a bunch of those same games, because the developers don't see that you're buying this game just because of Pokemon. They think that you're buying it because that's the kind of games you want to play. But anyway, this rant is over for now. But I don't know. It's just, it's crazy to me that people complain about things and then turn around and support exactly what they were complaining about. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments section.